Hi friends! It's been a while since I recorded this speedpaint. I honestly don't remember when was the last time. I know it was a long time ago, but a lot of things have happened in my life and I just haven't been able to record. For one, I have a new nephew and I love him and I'm babysitting him full time, and I love babysitting him because I love children, so that's great for me, but it was a whole new routine and it was kind of hard and exhausting to get used to this new life rhythm for me. But now I feel like I'm more used to it. The first few months that I babysat him, I basically just got home and fell asleep immediately and woke up the next day. Now I just, I get home and I'm doing this, for instance, right now, and I draw and I do other stuff. So I'm getting used to it, which is great. The second thing, I realized that in 2020 I focused a lot on art, and it makes sense. I produced a lot of art last year, but that was at the expense of a lot of things, mainly my physical health, my emotional health, and my relationship with some of my friends. Like, I wouldn't talk with friends of mine for days just because I was drawing and things like that. And I am trying to focus on those aspects of my life. I'm still trying to focus on those aspects of my life, mainly because I want to get my stuff together, But I miss art so much. You guys have no idea how much I miss drawing every day and being able to do 1 or 2 drawings a day, or just taking an entire week to make a whole piece. I don't know, I just miss that. So I'm trying to get back on track on art. But this gets me to one of the reasons why I mostly stopped drawing, which is the topic of today's video, and that is that I lost the passion for my art, or that I basically have artist burnout. Not art block, that's kind of different, but I'll explain that in a bit. But before we get to all of the sad and heavy topics and stuff like that, have you noticed that the audio of this video is way better? Today I just got a Razer microphone. I'll post a picture right here on the screen for you to see. And I'm really excited because also another thing keeping me from doing speed paints, not necessarily drawing, but speed painting, was that the microphone that I had was really cheap and really bad, and it actually began failing a lot after the first month of usage, and that just, I didn't like it. And I don't know, I just felt like if my audio wasn't gonna sound at least decent, why would I record a speed paint? And I know there's still a little bit of echo. I need to figure things out. I need to work around my space and work around Audacity a little bit more to make my audio sound better. But I think this is a huge improvement overall. But anyway, let's get emotional, I guess. I've been drawing since I was a child, and I mentioned in one of my past videos that I didn't realize that I wanted to be an artist until 2017 or so. And that was a pretty late stage of my life for me, I think, to realize that I wanted to be an artist, because I was halfway through college. Well, a little bit less than halfway because pandemic delayed my graduation and stuff. But I felt like I was really behind a lot of artists. And in 2020, for some reason, it was really easy for me to say, you know what? I don't care if I'm behind. I have to improve compared to myself. And I kept working and studying and doing all of this stuff for my art. And it wasn't improving, and I didn't know why, because I was actually studying. I was learning from online platforms. I was learning anatomy. I was learning how to paint different stuff, and I never felt like I was getting better. And that discouraged me a lot. And I just stopped drawing because I wasn't motivated. And on top of that, I had a huge artistic burnout. I just didn't have the energy or motivation to draw. It wasn't like in art block where you just don't have an idea of what to do or anything. For me, it was just like, I want to draw, but I seriously don't have the energy and I'd rather sleep. And it was complicated because, well, I was improving other aspects of my personal life and trying to get back on track with my personal things. Neglecting art didn't feel right either. I don't know how to explain it. It was just that. And I took a break from it. I decided not to draw for a little bit and just do other stuff to relax and not force myself. And I told myself, this happens to me from time to time. So maybe if I take like a month or so off, I'll feel better and I'll start working more. But the month passed and it never happened, and then more time passed and it never happened, and I just couldn't find anything that would drive me or motivate me. And I realized something. It wasn't only that I didn't like how my art looked, I didn't know how I want it. I don't know how I want my art to look. There's a lot of artists from different styles and different types of work that I admire that do amazing stuff, and they have a pretty defined art style, and I feel like I don't have a defined art style. A part of me wants to have a simplistic style with not such a complicated coloring, kind of what you're seeing right now here on screen. But another part of me wants to fully render beautiful art pieces, and I don't know, it's just a different mood every day. And I know consistency is an important stuff for artists, and I know that variety is technically also a good thing, but I feel like my art lacks both at the same time somehow. And at this point I had over 1,000 followers on Instagram, and I felt happy because that was how many followers I wanted to get last year. But also I felt kind of pressure to keep a consistency on my art style and not try to experiment as much, because I feel like people recognize what I do. And I know 1,000 followers is not a lot, it's not a big number to brag about, but again, people like me for posting things, and whenever I post something different, because I post some environments that I did, people will just unfollow me. So I was like, what will happen if I experiment with my art style, right? I don't think people are gonna like if I experiment, but I feel that this is something that I have to do. I have to keep going. And I don't know, right now I'm trying a more flat style of drawing. I don't want to call it flat because it technically doesn't look flat, but I don't want to put as much detail on the highlights and stuff. And I don't know, maybe in a month things will look entirely different. We don't know. But right now I'm just trying to like recover the passion for art, if that makes sense. I'm trying to get back to my fundamentals, studying anatomy, studying color theory, all of that. And I'm having a lot of fun doing my fundamentals. Like when I open my anatomy book and I just get to sketch the muscles and different poses, and when I do figure drawing, I have a lot of fun. But I know there's a long wait from your fundamentals to creating something complete that you will feel satisfied with. And a part of me doesn't want to wait, but I know that patience is the key. I don't know, it's just complicated. I understand that I have to wait, and that's good, and that I'm improving. But another part of me just feels like I've been waiting for so long to do things that I want, to make the art that I want, and she doesn't want to wait anymore. But at the same time, it's like, well, if you don't practice the important stuff, your art is not gonna look good. So like, it's a back and forth in my head, basically. I'm doing mental gymnastics here. And unlike my other videos, I don't have an answer here. I don't have a clear idea of what I want to do or where I want my vision to go. I still have similar objectives of what I want to do. I want to be an illustrator, I want to be a visual developer, and I want to publish a graphic novel at some point in my life. I just cannot find what I want, the aesthetic that I want my art to have, A part of me wants to make simple designs that, those beautiful readable designs that one shape leads to another and they are just beautiful. But another part of me just wants to go head over heels with all of the details and just do portraits that would take hours to make. And a lot of you are probably thinking, Rosa, why don't you just do both? And technically I can. Yes, that's the thing. But let's face it, I have to pick one to be my main focus. Because if I'm gonna create a portfolio, and if I'm gonna try to make art my career, there has to be some consistency on what I do, so that people know in what projects I'm good and useful for. And honestly, in my lowest point, I was thinking about quitting art as a whole and just get a regular job on my degree, or just try to get a master's degree just to, avoid entering the labor force for a while. But surprisingly, the thing that kept me from doing that was The Art of Dragon Age Inquisition, the art book. I recently got the digital copy. I want to get the hardcover one because I love it so much. For those who don't know, I love Dragon Age with a burning passion. It's one of my favorite video game sagas. It's been with me for years. I would be lying if I didn't tell you that I am super emotionally investing in these characters and in everything. Like, I spent hours watching videos about the lore. I spent hours on the wiki reading the lore. It's a lot. And actually, I never make fan art of Dragon Age Inquisition because I'm scared of drawing armors, which is something that I have to lose the fear of. So hopefully one day I'll be able to draw my Inquisition characters and basically all of my Dragon Age characters, essentially, and fan art for the amazing characters that I love. I'll probably do it someday. I don't know, when I feel more comfortable. But when I open that book, and I don't know if I can show pages here because I'm scared of copyright and stuff, but basically I saw a huge variety of art. People doing way too many different art styles for exploration of places, creatures, characters, everything. There's even like one piece of art that has like a lineup that it's just like the simplified body shapes, and it's really graphic, like a really graphic style. I'm not saying that it's violent or anything. It's just like, you know, you can tell that, oh, this character it's meant to be like a diamond, this character is meant to be a square. And seeing that diversity and how different every single art style was from each other, and how artists with really detailed styles and really simple styles could work along, got me back into motivation that I could do this regardless of my art style. I feel like I have to define things. I have to define exactly how I want it to look. Not exactly, but you know, have a general idea of how I want my art style to look while working alongside of my fundamentals. So yeah, what I'm gonna do right now, it's again, I don't have a full answer, but I'm gonna keep experimenting. And I recently posted on Instagram that I decided to, along with this drawing actually, that I decided to change the concept of my Instagram page, where I'm gonna turn the focus on my learning journey with art, if that makes sense. I'm gonna start posting kind of like my studies and things like that, things that are not necessarily fully rendered drawings, but I'm making all of this stuff anyway, so I might as well create content out of it. And I'm just gonna try to be more experimental with my art, and you guys are gonna see that in these few videos. There's gonna be a lot of inconsistency between art styles, which I hope you guys don't mind, because again, I'm experimenting, I'm trying to change, I'm trying to learn. Because I feel like I need to rediscover art in order to enjoy it again, in order to fall in love with my art again. Because I feel like I do not longer love my art. Not that I no longer love art, just my art. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I've been trying to take care of my personal life aspects, and that's been a period of a lot of changes and a lot of transitions. And part of being able to change things in your life is not caring about what other people would say, because it's your process and you have to make things your way. A way that I see it with exercise, I have really low self-esteem and a terrible body image, and I want to do exercise again to take care of my body, because I used to go to the gym almost every day of the week when I was in high school, and I just fully dropped that in college. So I want to retake that, and I'm doing a lot of exercise now. It's been a month and I completed a full clothing workout, and I'm really proud of myself for that. But I realized a big part of the process, it's just don't care what other people comment. Don't care if people think you look too fat to wear leggings or things like that. You are in your own process, and you should only care about your own opinion when it comes to your personal matters and how those things are improving you. And at some point, I just thought, why can't I have that mentality about my art? I don't know if it's the pressure of social media, of how things are so fast-paced and I just can't keep up, or if it's just that I'm too proud of my work for me to want to change things. But I decided to apply the mentality that I'm applying to my physical health and my emotional health to my artwork. And that the only person that I'm gonna try to satisfy with my artwork from now on, it's gonna be me. And that I'm not gonna care if I lose followers, if I gain followers. All I'm gonna do is try to have fun with my art, try different art styles, try different coloring techniques, try different tips and tricks, everything, just to get back to a place where I can love my art again. And I don't know, have the same mentality that I had last year when I would look at my Instagram page. And I know I talk about the pressure of social media, but the reason why I'm mentioning the Instagram page is because I like how the feed looks. I like looking at the little squares. Yeah, that's why I mention it. But you know, looking at my feed and saying, everything that I draw, I like it. And I feel proud and happy about it. So yeah, that's been all. I'm sorry this video was all over the place. I didn't have a script and I was just talking my heart out. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you guys enjoy this new type of like experimental content, I guess. It's still gonna be speed paints with commentary, but there's probably gonna be slight changes in everything that I draw in each speed paint, so I guess you guys will have to get used to that. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to my rambles. I appreciate that a lot. If you want to see more of my work, even though it's changing, or if you're interested in seeing my new learning journey, I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter, and I have a TikTok. All of them are at It's Princess Rosa if you want to check that out. I also have a Ko-fi page, I'll leave the link in the description, where basically you can just donate money to help me support my art. I also have commissions open right over there, so if you want to check that out, you can get one if I have available slots. I probably do. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Princess Rosa, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!